Hi. So last night I woke up at 2 a.m. unable to go back to sleep. Um, yeah, I look very tired. I'm sorry. um, and I'm now being called to share my spiritual journey. Um, in addition to everything else I have on my plate. It's great. Um, I haven't shared a lot of the things that have been happening in my life because I know people think that I'm crazy. And apparently it no longer matters because people are waking up and realizing that there's more going on than meets the eye. And I don't know how much of what's happened I can get through without crying, so I apologize if I do, because I'm actually going through an emotional clearing right now that started yesterday. So I have been bursting into tears for seemingly no reason or just because I'm happy. So it's not a bad thing. It's all part of it's all part of the growth factor of becoming who I want to become. Through various things that have happened throughout my life, I became very negative, especially my military time. I was miserable, especially that last duty station. I just hated everything and things that were going on in the home life. It just wasn't a very positive thing. And my life since I retired has been extremely busy, as those who have followed me know. As you can probably hear my son in the background, there is no such thing as me being up without the children. My daughter even woke up around the same time I did last night, and also had trouble going back to sleep. So, but I have been doing meditations, trying to connect to my higher self. I am receiving downloads, but they're small downloads, and basically it's like one sentence or less. Sometimes it's just 3 words, but it's enough to get me thinking and to get me to open up to realize what the message is that is trying to come through. What happened yesterday, I follow the pages of a few people who are already tapped in and channeling. 2 of them are Pamela Arlen and Elizabeth April. I highly recommend both of them. They are incredible. And I have literally watched everything on Pamela Arlen's YouTube channel. And if I could have the finances to get her Patreon, I'd be there in a second. And I'd like to do the same thing with Elizabeth April. She is doing a thing where she does group channeling sessions where a bunch of people get together and she channels 2 questions, or 1 or 2 questions for each person to get them answered, to provide guidance for where they need to be. And she has decided to do free group sessions on a once a week or once a month, or I don't know what the frequency is going to be. But she asked everybody who was interested to send her an email. And of course I did. And yeah, I'm already wanting to cry. I got the email yesterday that I have been selected as one of the participants of her first ever session on February 2nd. And I was crying. Oh my God, was I crying? I requested it just out of curiosity. Okay. And now know I need it. So, yeah. The universe is lining things up for me in a way that I guess is hard to comprehend because things are moving fast. And I can't discuss everything yet. I finally resumed work on my book yesterday, and my goal is to have at least the portion I'm working on done by the end of the month. And letters to the publishers asking them if it's okay if I use the quoted works. Because some of the books that I'm quoting in my book is a reference book. So where a lot of the herbal books out there state this is how you use your herbs and whatnot, my book compares what's written in all the books. It has all the scientific studies that I can get a hold of for each of the herbs listed in there with summaries of what the studies find. And it's got my own experience in there. So that's why I'm going to end up having to do each herb individually. But some of my sources state that he's king of the mountain over there. Some of my sources state that you can't reproduce any part of the book without written permission. So to cover all my bases, I am going to get permission from all the publishers. And I've already gotten one permission yesterday. One of the books I was putting in was self-published. And it was very easy to get on his Facebook page and tell everybody how awesome his book is, because it really is. And yeah, my son is playing with the lights. Hey, I look better with the lights off. How awesome. It doesn't show how tired I am. But he got back with me right away pretty much and told me it was okay to quote him and use him as a source. The book I'm using from him, it's really cool because this book, he's a gardener. So, and yeah, I've totally diverted from the meaning of this, but I'll get back to it. But he is a gardener who wrote a book, and he put some sources in there about how to grow, and then added some things in there medicinally. Whereas I'm coming at it from the opposite perspective of I'm an herbalist who is now researching the gardening aspect. So it's like we converged together and we put together the perfect information for anybody who needs it. But his, it'll be, evident when it gets published and everybody's able to access it. I'm still trying to decide the exact publishing methodology. I know it's going to be available on Kindle. And my naming nomenclature is pretty much going to be details about, and then whatever plant it is. The first one's going to be rosemary, because I want to focus initially on the culinary herbs, because those are the ones that are more readily available to everybody. They can just go to the grocery store and buy it from the spice rack and make a tea out of it. And I've already got 8 herbs set aside of these are my future topics. I am growing everything myself. All the pictures in the book will be of my own growing, because that's the point of one of the sections in the book. And that'll be clear once people are able to get their hands on it and see. There is no book out there that gets as detailed about each individual herb as I do, and that's why the naming nomenclature is the way it is. But while I've been studying, all through my English degree and all through my herbalism degree, I've been working on my spirituality as well, and trying to reconnect with spirit. I'm a very mental person. I like to think about things rather than feel things. It wasn't always that way. And as you can see, as I reconnect with my feelings in my heart, that kind of leaks out my eyes. But again, that's part of the clearing process to enable me to awaken a portion of my body that has been asleep for well over a decade. And that's not healthy. That it's not healthy to cut off parts of who you are. So yes, definitely on the road to healing. And that's pretty much the point of what I'm doing. I have gotten the education I need to help people heal themselves physically using the gifts of nature. Okay? But that's not enough. Almost everybody in the world needs spiritual healing, and most of them don't even know it. Yes, my kids just knocked something down. And it didn't sound good. But there are a lot of people out there right now who are on the same journey that I am, because once we get to a certain point, we can then help others also heal themselves spiritually. And that's where I'm going to be as quickly as I can. I'm trying to fast track myself, but at the same time, I don't want to skip any steps. The past couple of weeks have been extremely frustrating because I knew I was able to do something and I wasn't doing it. And it was just pissing me off, for lack of a better word. And then the universe lined up for me yesterday and said, hey, watch this video. And I watched it, and the very first question of the Q&A was the answer to what I was doing wrong. And as a result of listening to the advice given to that question that she answered, it enabled me to actually have success last night. So, and everything lined up there as well. The kids went to sleep early. I was able to have success, and then I had to do something after that had success there too. And, despite the volume that my kids create, the day actually hasn't been that bad so far. I'm going to knock on wood though, because I was having a great day yesterday, and then I mentioned that I was having a great day and it went south. So, but yes, I am going to be sharing my spiritual journey as well. And I hope what I share helps others. It's challenging. Sorry, I have a strict no social media thing for my child, or for my children, and he just walked behind me, and I don't want him on the camera. So I hope what I share is helpful. And you can leave any comments or questions in the comment section, and hopefully I can figure out how all this stuff works on YouTube, because I'm still a little new at this. But thank you for watching.